football fans. This is Tops Now on demand, and I'm Vin Rock. We're talking football cards now.
Hey, I'm the Say Hey Kid. We're
Can you
talking football.
can you believe it? We're talking football, man.
Welcome to our show.
So it looks like Tops is going to have football for 2023 for this year, and we'd like to get started on it by covering the draft that recently happened. So basically, we're coming up on, I would think, training camp during the summer, right? In the summer months, late summer. And then by August, we're having preseason football. And then in September, we are in the full season. We're on a go for the football season. So we're going to be following football also over here at Tops Cards or Tops On Demand Baseball Cards. So maybe we should actually rename the show and just call it Tops On Demand Cards. Kind of like that. What do you think?
I I thought that was the name.
I think it should be.
2023 Tops on Demand.
Yeah, I think we should change that because I have here Tops on Demand baseball cards. So we definitely need to rework that after this show's over. But let's get to getting it. And I'm going to share my screen. And that means we're going to be talking about the players that have been drafted here in the highly anticipated young rookies, right? So let's get to it.
The first three shots, we'll call them. You want me to
Perfect.
lead card number one?
The first three cards of Tops Now football, because let's face it, Tops has been into football before, right? Back in the 80s and 90s, right?
If you look at my personal screen, here's an example of PJ Walker, who was it's a rookie card, Tops Now card, in the XFL, and he made it to the pros. Here's another PJ Walker. This guy's card is very hard to find on eBay. He went pro. I know somebody must be holding a few, but whoever's holding isn't selling. And here's Johnny Mizell, Tops Now, wearing
Honestly, I'm not sure anybody can see that. I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, okay. On my screen they can. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, I apologize. I don't know which one's which. I don't mean to shut you down, so I just don't know if they can see that or not.
I'm super excited. We're doing more NFL. Is my point. I wanted examples of more NFL. Great.
And Tops is doing NFL now. I think that's what we're all about right now.
Yeah, that was what I was saying exactly. Showing some of my personal cards. Let's talk about these personal cards. Did you buy any of these cards?
I did. I didn't buy individual. I bought them in the bundle. So I bought all three cards in the bundle there.
I did too. I bought two bundles, as a matter of fact, in case somebody wants to trade.
I just got the one bundle, and I'm hoping for those parallels. 49 blue, 25 purple, 10 red, orange, or a gold. I get a gold. I would be very, very happy about that.
Would you keep it or sell it?
I would 100% sell it. What do you think you could get for that particular 1 out of 1 on this particular card, Bryce Young?
I think, let's read Bryce Young and I'll answer your question. Bryce Young's the quarterback chosen first overall. Bryce Young on the back of his card, University of Alabama quarterback, was selected with the first overall pick April 27th in Missouri. The 21-year-old with pinpoint accuracy took the mantle of the starting quarterback position as a sophomore in Alabama. Since then became a decorated passer, becoming the only quarterback in school history to tally 2 3,000-yard seasons and rank second in yards and touchdowns.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Should we guess print runs?
No, it's already on the screen, man. 4,002.
Oh, that's right.
We can't guess something that's already out.
It's a print run show, not a speculation show.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
I don't think that these cards are going to be available in the eBay wild without owners for very long. 4,000 is not a lot of cards for this kind of a card.
No, it really isn't. I mean, if you look at the print runs on cards that are, top Series 1 or, baseball, football sets, hockey sets, whatever card manufacturer it is, there's probably 50 to 80,000 cards per base card. I mean, that's 10 times what we're looking at now, easily.
Correct.
And this is huge.
I I think these are going to be sought after players. So very cool. So
Yeah, and I think that, even though, look, if you do end up getting these Bryce Young or CJ Stroud or Will Levis cards and you end up getting a parallel on them, you need to congratulate yourself, especially the Bryce Young card, because with the print run of 4002, that's really not a whole lot of parallels available. So
so let me
that
answer your question. What do I think it's worth? I
one out of
think that
one,
I've
one out of
seen
one.
cards like this listed for 10,000,
I was thinking
but
that too.
but I think this card would fetch somewhere between 1 and 2,000.
No kidding. So you're going to go 10, you're going to divide it by 10 and get 10 to
Well,
that one.
I don't know how long you want to hold it. If you want, I don't say put it at auction, but I think if you were to put it at a buy it now or some sort of reserve at 2,000, 3,000, the right guy would be interested in that card, one of one.
I'd say the player himself buys it from you. I mean, wouldn't you buy your own card? Your very first card, your draft
Yeah,
card?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would.
Yeah,
I
that's a
would.
big deal. Yeah, I mean, and how many of these players are in the NFL these days, and how many of these players in the NFL collect football cards? I would imagine a good bit of them do.
I do too. I think we went through that resurgence again right around, the 2020 where more people came back to the hobby.
Yeah, they were
So I
sitting
think,
around their house with nothing better to do, and they found an old box of cards sitting around. They said, "Hey, how much is this worth?" And they started selling them on eBay and trading them on Facebook and stuff. So that was pretty fun.
yeah, or someone like me who got sick and stayed home and started doing this and fell in love with it all over again.
There you go. Yeah, lots of different people finding their pathway to baseball and football cards. So let's go to the next one here, sir. This is
Card number
CJ
two,
Stroud. Yep, CJ Stroud. This is D-2. And D, I believe, stands for draft, right? That's a draft card.
I think so.
All right. And this is had a print run of 2,710. That's oil upside down with a 2 right there. So
Hmm.
2,710. And this one has some words on the back. Let me go ahead and read that. The last player was from Bama. It looks like this player is from the Ohio State. So, yeah, here we go. On the evening of April 27, 2023, it's about a week ago now, quarterback CJ Stroud was selected as a second overall pick in Kansas City, Missouri. Over the course of the 2022 season, the Ohio State quarterback collected an incredible 3,688 passing yards and 41 touchdowns, culminating in his consideration as one of the best players across the nation. Stroud's 2021 Rose Bowl appearance was legendary, breaking the all-time record for most passing yards. Passing yards and touchdowns with 573 and 6 respectively. That's kind of a big deal.
It's a
Out
very big deal. They've been playing the Rose for
overachiever.
a long time. So, why do you think it printed half? Because he went second?
That is probably the question of the day. I don't know. I really can't say. I have no clue. But if you do end up, like I said, getting a parallel on this one as well, I think you're doing all right.
You think it's worth as much as the parallel for the D-1 card?
That's why I said the D-1's got to be worth 10,000, and this gold one out of one's probably about 2,500 to 1,500, I would think.
Yeah, but there could be a really successful Ohio State player, for example, or Ohio State graduate besides these players who would be willing to take on these players. They're fanatical in Alabama and Ohio about their football.
That's all there is football. There's no baseball. It's just football. That's all football down there.
Yeah.
So let's go to the
Yeah.
next one here, sir.
Here's the
All right.
next one. The next one's Will Levis, card D3. Will Levis, quarterback, tabbed is the 33rd overall selection, printed 1,327 cards. No back.
Yep, nothing on the back here, and that's really interesting too, because I'm going to bring it up, and I hope you don't mind, sir. There's some interesting. Was he supposed to be the third or fourth pick, or not the 33rd pick? Because how did he get down so low? I mean, what happened? Are you familiar with what's going on there?
My understanding was there was supposed to be four quarterbacks picked with the first four picks, potentially for the first time ever in the draft. And then for whatever reason, this guy didn't get chosen until the second round. And I think he's still got a fine skill set. I still think he's a potential stud all-pro quarterback. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, he's from what, Penn State, and then he went to Kentucky, something
Kentucky,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Kentucky, yeah.
And you
And
should read
again,
about his sister-in-law, or is it his sister that's throwing shade on people? I don't know what's going on, but I can't really say. And but something, this dude's still making himself in the news, which is really interesting because the other two aren't.
true, and he printed half of what the D2 card was.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy how like that goes almost symmetrical like that. Like
Yep.
Fibonacci numbers even in some
Yep.
respect.
4,002 to 2710 down to 1327.
1.3 instead of exactly 1.5.
There it is. And
Interesting.
then finally, if you were so inclined, if you took your chances, and I think they were pretty expensive. They were about 299, $399 per autograph.
Correct.
Yeah, and you didn't know. I mean, if you bought three of them, I don't know that you were going to get three different autographs. So I don't know, but look at this. This is something I haven't noticed before, and it's parallel to 10 with an inscription, parallel to 5 with an inscription, and look at this, parallel to 1 with an inscription as well. So randomly inserted inscriptions numbered to 10 or less.
Correct. Only for the first two players. I forgot about that, right?
Oh, look at that. There's the inscription right there. The inscription says hashtag number one overall pick, because there's the
Correct.
101 right there. And the other ones, I'm looking at them, they don't say, oh, except that one, CJ Stroud, that one does there in the back says number two overall pick. But that could be numbered to 10, though, also. Yeah, that one's numbered to 10 because it's the red. Woohoo! All right. At least that's what I think it is anyway. All right. So I think that's all I've got, sir. If you want to add anything, I just want to tell people that I do thank them for coming and hanging out with us here and watching us talk about Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Will Levis on these first of the return of Tops coming back to NFL football with these draft card 1, draft card 2, and draft card 3. I'm Vin Rock.
Hey, thanks, Vinrock. I'm Dano. I wanted to say we're here talking football. We're talking tops on demand, and people stay blessed.